Iya. Coba. Dah coba. Biar kenyang. Terima kasih Ibu. Soalnya nggak ada. Oh daging itu kalau daging ada kan buat sama tuh. Daging buat ada sama Pak. Itu dari adik.
They will work. At this point, you may wonder if you can just tell. In this episode, we will explore how to design learning experiences that your learners can learn. In the last module, you determined and described what the learning experience is. How are you going to design the learning experiences to make sure they will work? At this point, you may wonder if you can just tell your learners what they need to know about the principle, how to employ them, and leave it up to them to remember that. But that approach has proven to be one of the least effective approaches to teaching. I will walk you through designing significant learning experiences. Start with selecting one of the learning experiences that you chose in the last module. First, we must recognize that there are 4 important events that are required to facilitate the best learning experience for your learners. First, preparation. They need to prepare for the experience. This includes what this experience is about, why it needs to be completed at this point in the course, and to have them recall related previously learned principles that they can build on. 2. Presentation. The presentation of new information with lots of examples. This includes what is the principle about, how to employ it effectively, why it is valuable to employ in this context, and it's important to include plenty of examples. The third event, practice with feedback. Practicing employing the principles effectively with lots of feedback. This includes experimenting with the employment of the principles to learn more about how best to employ them in a valuable way. It also includes opportunities for making employment mistakes and correcting those mistakes. And finally, reflecting. Reflecting on why the principles are valuable in this context. This can include what the pros and cons of these principles are.
Oh, nggak bisa share.
complete to effectively learn the principles you want them to learn. In the last module, you determined and described what the learning experiences of the module would be. How are you going to design the learning experiences to make sure they will work? At this point, you may wonder if you can just tell your learners what they need to know about the principles and how to employ them, and leave it up to them to remember that. But that approach has proven to be one of the least effective approaches to teaching. I will walk you through an effective process for designing significant learning experiences. Start with selecting one of the learning experiences.
Fatia, ada suaranya jelas, Pak?
Ada suaranya jelas, cuman nggak terlalu keras.
Oh.
Tapi lumayan kok.
In the last
Di kamu
module.
keras.
Oh.
Nanti curhatnya.
Oh, stop.
Jadi kenapa kan? Oh iya. Dan sudah jelas? Apakah sekarang semuanya jelas? Halo, apakah suara Ibu terdengar jelas?
Jelas, Mem.
Ya, apakah suara Ibu terdengar jelas? Cek, cek.
Jelas.
Sekarang sudah tidak noise?
Sedikit sih,
Tapi terdengar ya?
tapi terdengar.
Oh, enggak ada. Oke, settingannya udah jelas ya semuanya. Semuanya ini udah itu udah udah. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Baik kelas. In offline and in online. Okay. Today we start the class with a blended class. So in here we have 4 students that already come to our class, and this is, we call it smart class. Do you know why we call it smart class? High tech. Okay. This is really high tech. Okay, we have in here we have the audio. So all of almost how many students that already in online class? 21. 20. All the student is 20. All the participants 21. Me and Bureti, so it's 19. Okay, 19. Yeah. Okay, 19. That is student. 80 student. Okay. How are you in Zoom? Do you feel willing to come to UPI? Aldira, you want to come to UPI?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This one? Okay, it's not. It's just a joke. Not a joke.
Madam,
Huh?
I have to. Yeah.
Breakfast, okay. In here, in your offline class, you already have breakfast at home before you come. Okay, so it becoming your snack after the class, yeah? Yes. Okay, because we can open our mask because the protocol of health that we have to follow. All of the students who come to the class has to what is it? Mensterilkan diri, sterilize, use washing hand. Do you wash your hand?
Yeah, always with hand sanitizer.
Oh, okay. All of the students already have hand sanitizer, and then most of the student has the mask on. So we can see that in the Zoom. The student who wearing a mask is a student who come and join in the class. Only Kasbia is on the Zoom. The rest of it, 3 students follow me and Budeti in the class by offline. Okay, as we already discussed in the last meeting, we will have class in English class today. Presentation from the student. Okay, do you already prepare the video that you find a term or terminology of community education? Who are already prepared the video from the online class? Who willing to share first? Or Tasbia, you willing to share? Ready? Okay. Because Tasbia in here already prepared for the video, we will have watch her video first, and then who's next? Willing? Please raise your hand in the Zoom. Okay, next Fatia, and then Dinda. At least 5 students. Or how many? In here we have more than 10. 1, 2, 3. Next, who will? You are not prepared. I have to choose from the student. Okay, who will you share? Okay, Nurul Elmi, and then once more. Okay, Aldila. Okay, here 5 students. Okay, we will start from Tasbia first. Tasbia, you can share your video in the screen.
In this episode, we will explore how to design learning experiences that your learners can complete to effectively learn the principles you want them to learn. In the last module, you determined and described what the learning experiences of your module would be. How are you going to design the learning experiences to make sure they will work? At this point, you may wonder if you can just tell your learners what they need to know about the principles and how to employ them, and leave it up to them to remember that. But that approach has proven to be one of the least effective approaches to teaching. I will walk you through an effective process for designing significant learning experiences. Start with selecting one of the learning experiences that you chose in the last module. First, we must recognize that there are 4 important events that are required to facilitate the best learning experience for your learners. First, preparation. They need to prepare for the experience. This includes what this experience is about, why it needs to be completed at this point in the course, and to have them recall related previously learned principles that they can build on. 2. Presentation. The presentation of new information with lots of examples. This includes what is the principle about, how to employ it effectively, why it is valuable to employ in this context, and it's important to include plenty of examples. The third event, practice with feedback. Practicing employing the principles effectively with lots of feedback. This includes experimenting with the employment of the principles to learn more about how best to employ them in a valuable way. It also includes opportunities for making employment mistakes and correcting those mistakes. And finally, reflecting. Reflecting on why the principles are valuable in this context. This can include what the pros and cons of these principles are, how the principles can be employed even better, how the principles can be employed in other contexts, and what is holding the learners back from employing the principles even more. So to follow these 4 events as outlined, the next thing you need to do is to describe how you will prepare your learners for the learning experience. Next, describe what new information about the principles you will need to present to the learners and how you will present it to them. Then describe how you will provide an opportunity for your learners to practice employing the principles and how they will receive feedback on the success of their employment. Next, describe how you will help your learners to learn why the principles are valuable in this context and other contexts beyond this module. The best learning experiences are interesting, authentic, meaningful, and challenging, yet feasible for the learners to successfully complete, and they typically involve collaborating with other learners. Review the learning experiences of this module and consider how appropriate they are for learning the principles of this module. Can you now design all of the events of a learning experience for any of the principles of the course you are designing? In summary, the 6 principles that you should remember and be able to employ for this presentation are: 1. Preparation and motivation are very important in learning. 2. People learn best from associating new things with things they have previously learned. 3. It is better to take more time and effort to help learners learn the principles correctly the first time than it is to have them to unlearn anything they learned incorrectly. 4th, people find some principles and concepts about those principles easier to learn than others. 5. Timely feedback guiding learners on how they did and how they can improve their employment of principles will enhance the learning experience significantly. And finally, people learn the most from reflecting on their own learning experiences and on the experiences of other people.
Use Bahasa, explain to all of us about the video. Please, can you go on down and then make maybe a few points of in here you can use. Okay? And you can share it with your friend. In Bahasa, okay, it's fine. You can what is it? A combine if you find a word in English. Oh, okay, fine. Menarik ya videonya yang disampaikan oleh Mas Bia? Ada yang bisa menangkap apa yang disampaikan oleh video yang disampaikan oleh Mas Bia? Why you all of you in online become so quiet? You can unmute and then please share with me. Kenapa pada diam? Coba di-unmute semuanya. Rasanya kok yang di kelas online seperti yang
Sorry, mom, I can't hear anything because your sound so noise.
You can't hear anything? Can you hear Tasbih video? When Tasbih video is on the, can you hear and watch the video? All the video, the content? Gimana? Suaranya sekarang jelas nggak? Because I can hear, ini kayaknya nggak kedengeran ya ayah.
Tes, suaranya kedengeran nggak di yang online?
Terdengar.
Udah, sorry.
On my device noise.
Udah di-unmute, sorry.
Sekarang terdengar? Wah, ini ribet ya.
Halo, ini terdengar jelas atau bagaimana suaranya?
Coba kalian semua yang kelas online di-unmute semuanya. Jadi biar kita tahu. Jadi kalau memberi sharingnya karena kita butuh informasi dari kalian. Ini kelas kita adalah kelas percobaan. Jadi kita harus tahu kesulitannya bagaimana. Sulitan guys. Jadi memang ada komputer yang dinyalain ya.
Tadi.
Oh. Harusnya jangan double ibu deh, apalagi ibu dari dua. Oh ya. Ini apa ini?
Ya.
Sekarang berdengar.
Tes, sudah terdengar jelas, Aldira?
Jelas.
Kalau tadi terdengar nggak waktu videonya Tasbih?
Terdengar, Bu.
Nah, oke. Tadi siapa ya? Oh, Rani. Oke.
Oke, Bu.
Oke, it's okay now. Can you hear all of you? Oke.
Yes, ma'am.
Ya, yang online kelas coba di unmute di mute-nya dimatikan. Jadi supaya kita bisa interaksinya bisa lebih baik. Oke? Silakan di unmute semuanya.
Sudah.
Oke? Bisa? No.
I'm afraid there is a noise here.
No. There's no problem. Please, Witri.
Okay.
Lydia Ratih. Ada Nazla, nanti yang suaranya mengganggu akan langsung di mute oleh operator. Oke, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sekarang Mas Bir akan sharing tentang inti-inti dari bahan tadi yang video tadi. Jadi dari bahan tadi saya akan sharing dengan kalian apa sebetulnya yang inti dari learning from experience. Oke. Menarik videonya. Jadi Ibu kira kita ada banyak hal yang kita bisa pelajari. Please, Tasya.
What the first? First of all,
Oke, very good.
lihat First of all, why the reason I take video of the learning by experience. Learning by experience.
Okay.
Learning by experience is about from the education. Materi of video about learning experience. In this video, tadi video tadi.
Kelihatan gitu.
Effective learning. First step to effective learning or excellent learning.
What is the problem?
It's okay to ask them.
It's okay. That is not become a problem. This is English. So we can see now in the video that Askia will do. Okay. Fine. If you can hear our voice from the class, please tell us, ya. Karena kita tidak tahu kondisi dari online class yang online seperti apa, apakah suaranya jelas atau tidak. Jadi Tasya sedang menyampaikan inti-inti bahan dari videonya. Ini bahan dari video tentang materi yang tadi kita simak. Okay, is it the voice? Okay, is the video or the sound? Is it hard for you to understand the conversation from the video online class? Can you? It's easy for you to hear and apa ya? Understand. Understand, yes. Can you understand the video content? Nah, itu contohnya kesulitan pada saat mengikuti tanda padanya. Penting kan? Perasaan kamu.
The online student having problem because first too many noises. Maybe I think the noises is normal for blended learning because we are joining in one class, 1 to 2, 8 people joining in class. And are you sure that the volume is need to live up? Butuh dinaikkan, volumenya bisa dinaikkan nanti atau enggak? Udah full? Oh, sudah full. Okay. We can lift up the volume, so be patient and stay away to hear carefully.
It's lebih ke pararubuh ya, memang.
Jadi enggak fokus.
Ya, enggak fokus, susah ya. Nah, itu maksudnya.
Ya, untuk percobaan mas sekali ya.
Supaya dapat catatan.
Dapat catatan. Oke, fine. Oke, Tasmiyah please.
In this Oliver, there's four steps to how to design the interactive learning. In first, we must prepare for the experience. Two step, second is presentation of the information with example. Third, practice with feedback. Because communicate was effective, feedback. The last is reflecting on why the principle are valuable in this context. Jadinya, can I describe in Bahasa? Oke, tadi di video tadi kan tentang bagaimana caranya kita untuk melakukan atau mendesain effective learning. Effective learning by experience atau belajar dari pengalaman. Seperti yang tadi saya katakan bahwa belajar dari pengalaman adalah salah satu bagian atau part of learning and community education. Belajar dari pengalaman salah satu bagian dari pendidikan masyarakat. Nah, kita selaku calon pendidik masyarakat tentunya harus mendesain bagaimana cara membuat learning by experience atau experience learning itu yang secara efektif atau secara baik. Nah, di sini sudah ada 4 step tadi yang video yang pertama adalah persiapan. Nah, yang pertama itu harus ada persiapan bagaimana kita mendesain pembelajaran berbasis pengalaman kita itu mau bagaimana gitu. Yang pertama pasti dalam semua pembelajaran juga pasti ada preparation dulu, pasti harus ada persiapan dulu. Yang kedua ada presentation of the information with example. Nah, kalau kita mempresentasikan atau memberikan informasi bahwa itu harus dengan contohnya gitu. Seringkali kita memberikan information without example. Nah, itu salah gitu. Karena kalau misalkan jika kita ingin mendesain suatu learning by experience dengan efektif, ya, jadi kita harus memberikan information with example. Dan yang ketiga ada practice with feedback.
Lah ngomong bahasa Indonesia kan pakai masker lagi, pakai masker. Oh betul sampai karena pakai masker.
Kayak tadi gitu ya, kalau misalkan kita saya itu kalau misalkan begitu sumpah tidak memberikan feedback
Kalian gitu tidak memberikan feedback, ngomongnya sih enggak.
Saya begitu. Padahal kita itu udah komplek, misalkan ngetik aja di kolom chat gitu. Harus kerasa semua kayak gitu.
Rasa.
Jadi kenapa harus ada feedback dan kenapa harus ada umpan balik? Karena kan kita agak tahu gitu apakah bisa atau misalkan pembelajaran tentang eksperimen sudah kita lakukan sudah dijalankan baik atau belum. Nah, kalau misalkan tidak ada feedback berarti kita sulit gitu mengevaluasi hasil kerjanya gitu, hasil kerja itu. Terus yang terakhir ada reflecting on why the principle are valuable in this context. Jadi diaplikasikan gitu yang terakhir pasti diimplikasikan atau
video kan sebentar ini.
Terakhir pasti langsung diimplikasikan. Emang semua di pelajaran apapun di semua model pembelajaran apapun pasti
Ali di video kan cabut aja. Video.
Jadi
untuk Ali
video yang dia.
Coba ibu.
Semua
yang pertama
dengan apa ya? Dari prinsip ya dengan prinsip tahu.
Ya, masih oke jadi ngomong dulu sedikit dulu. Jadi ya jelaskan dulu apa sama tasbih kesimpulannya sama teman-teman. Jadi kesimpulan from from the video there is 4 things that we have to prepare: preparation, presentation with new information, practice, and reflecting. Tasbih, how do you feel about this video? Do you feel this video content is have a good value in information for you?
Yeah, because sebelumnya
It's okay. We can blend Bahasa and English.
Before I watch the video, I know information. I don't know information how to design experience learning apa ya dan efektif gitu, efektif gitu. Sesudah
after I watch the video,
I know gitu how to design experience learning dan efektif.
Okay, very good. Please give applause. Please give applause to Tasbih. Okay, thank you Tasbih. Very good presentation. And then next we continue to. Okay, we can see from online class giving applause to Tasbih. Very good. You choose the right video. Very good information that we got. And then from online class, please. Who willing the first? Tadi siapa yang paling awal? Okay, please. Nadia, please. You can share your video in the screen now.
Oke, Miss. Sebelumnya suara saya terdengar?
Yes, we can hear your voice very clear.
Okay. I'm sorry before the videos is not shown. Gak ada suaranya, Miss. Oke, aku share ya. Mana ya?
This the video. Okay.
Mana? Bentar ya.
Okay, we can see your screen now.
Pencet. Ini gitu ya. Bentar, Mem.
Okay, we are very patient in here.
Benar nggak yang ini ya?
Maybe the internet signal, okay.
Bentar, Mem.
The video also nervous. It's already moved, but here we can see the video.
Oh,
Okay, now.
ada ya?
Ada sekarang.
Oke. Bentar, dari awal. 1, 2, 3.
But there's no, we can hear any. The voice is not. You can. Is it you using headset?
No.
Take off because we can hear it. Videonya nggak ada suaranya.
Yeah. No.
No voice.
No sound. Yeah.
No sound. Oh. Okay. Start from the.
Oh, okay.
So we only practice our reading.
Yes. Pas udah di-download gak ada suaranya.
Okay. So maybe Fatia will have to read it. Community development is a process where the community members come together.
Cepat ya. It's important given to the practice of civic leaders, which involve citizens and professionals to improve various aspects of communities. Oh, ini cepat nih. Kecepatan ya.
Principle of the community development.
First, democratic. The will of the majority must be carried out. Value and principle of community development. Inclusive. Community members have a right to be heard and participate in processes that affect their lives. Participation. Value and principle of community development.
Okay, very good.
Non-authoritarian organizational structures are as flat as possible, with all participants being seen as equally important and having aduh cepetin.
It's okay.
Community self-determination. Community members come together to discuss their concerns, assess options, and arrive of their own conclusions.
Very good. Your English is very good.
And then community ownerships. Community that thrive when they develop their own assets, but also when they own their problems and issues. Enhance natural capacities and networks. And then social justice and equity, universality. Aduh, cepet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This video is very fast.
But we can learn that we have to practice our what is it? Communication. What is pronunciation, and then others we have to try to read it aloud. Okay, Fatia, can you share with us what do you learn from that video?
Okay, so this video is not complete, maybe. So I try to search with a search engine, and then I found that is sebentar miss. Okay, community development is develop communities to improve themselves and integrate it with government. So government is facilitator because serve the resources. Community development activities that are directed at increasing public access to achieve better socio-economic culture conditions when compared to prior development activities. Community education is process and system. A process of social action in which the people of the community organize themselves for planning actions, define their common and individual needs and problems, make group and individual plans with a maximum of reliance upon community resources, and supplement the resources when necessary with service and material from government and non-government agencies outside the community. And then, so community development is more concerned with rural community development, while community organization is synonymous with urban community development. Jadi pada intinya adalah kita tahu bahwa community development itu merupakan pengembangan dari adanya beberapa term dari community education. Nah, sementara community development ini lebih menjurus, lebih concern terhadap desa, pembangunan desa, terhadap untuk membangkitkan kembali potensi-potensi masyarakat gitu. Potensinya itu yang nantinya akan berhubungan langsung dengan sosioekonomi dan juga adat ya, adat culture-nya mereka, budaya. Nah, dengan hal itu mereka berintegrasi atau bekerja sama dengan government ataupun non-government untuk mereka itu sebagai penyedia fasilitator, memfasilitasi mereka agar mereka dapat berkembang. Nah, untuk contoh-contohnya seperti program penyediaan sarana air bersih, seperti yang dilakukan PT Aqua, kemudian training bagi masyarakat, kemudian ada program pengentasan kemiskinan, ada program kerja mandiri atau self-employment program, yaitu program Impres Desa yang Tertinggal, ada program padat karya atau public work program, kemudian juga di sini ada 3 pendekatan dari model untuk program pembangunan dan pengembangan masyarakat. Nah, 3 pendekatan itu, model is locality development approach, itu adalah anggapan bahwa perubahan komunitas bisa terjadi dengan optimal melalui partisipasi yang luas. Nah, jadi di sini itu ada yang namanya keterlibatan dengan masyarakat. Salah satu unsur dari Penmas sendiri adalah keterlibatan involved dengan masyarakat gitu. Nah, kemudian si masyarakat ini akhirnya diberdayakan, dan setelah itu ada lagi social action approach, yang dimana di dalamnya kita anak-anak SP mungkin dulu pernah belajar tentang analisis sistem sosial, yang di dalamnya juga belajar mengenai bagaimana pengorganisasian itu dilakukan agar terwujud step by step, sistematis, agar si community development, pemberdayaan di masyarakat, ini dapat berjalan dengan sistematis jika ada social system, yang nantinya si social system juga akan partner bekerja sama with social change, agen perubahan. Nah, kemudian yang ketiga adalah social planning approach. Nah, kemudian bentar ya, Miss. Okay, so the scope of community development includes 3 aspects. First, community service. Community service is a company service to meet the interests of the community, such as the construction of public facilities, development of the quality education, religious, and etc. And second is community empowering. Nah, ini sering didengar mungkin community empowering are programs relate to providing wider access to the community to support their independence. And the last is community relations. Community relations are activities related to the development of communication and information to relate parties. So, di sini ada perbedaan antara community development yang khusus di daerah desa, dan yang kedua adalah community organization yang tujuannya adalah untuk mengembangkan masyarakat kota. So, this for dari saya, Miss. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatia.
Very informative, and we can see your passion and focus on the content of the video. How do you feel about the information from the video? Is it give you insight and willingness to seeking more information about community development, Fatia?
Yes, ma'am, because I don't know about empowering. I don't know about the different about empowering or training and etc. And I don't know about the empowering of rural or the village. And then to develop the village, we can call about community development. But in rural, we can call community organization.
Okay, thank you, Fatia. And I forgot to tell you, student in here, Salma, Karin, and Raisa, you can join using your handphone. Is it fine? If you're willing to join using handphone. So if you feeling, I can see. But if you want to join, okay, we already checked is your attendance in here. Okay, next, Budeti, do you want to add something to the student? Okay. Continue the next student. Who will share the video?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, Dinda, please, Dinda.
Okay, first of all, I beg your permission because I have to turn off my camera. I just worried that my voice can heard by anyone, so I have to turn off my camera.
Okay, it's fine.
It is short.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is it the video also has no sound?
Sorry, ma'am, is it not sound?
No, we can't hear the sound from the video.
Okay, sorry, I try.
If you're using headset, please take off your headset. So,
okay, I'll try again.
So I think if I had to say what community learning and development is, it's about working with people, working with communities, coming right to them where they're at and supporting them on a journey, on their journey, whatever that journey is to them, through learning or social integration, or just supporting them to make a difference in the world and for any difference that they want to make in their lives. I suppose it's important to communities because communities need those people that are on their side. So a lot of communities feel that services are against them. You know, communities, sometimes certain groups in communities feel, you know, everyone walks out the door, and a lot of the time it's CLD workers or people who are trained in community learning and development that are walking into the room to have those difficult conversations with people sometimes, or support them in ways when their lives are really challenging and really difficult. I suppose what's unique about being a CLD graduate is the fact that you kind of leave uni with this passion, I suppose, for social justice and really standing up for communities and knowing what's wrong and right, and making sure that, you know, communities and learners and people are able to live healthy, well lives and aren't stigmatised or aren't experiencing prejudice or oppression. And I suppose that's what you leave with, is that burning sense to just constantly fight for and challenge when people, you know, are oppressed by society, by structures and organisations and communities. So since graduating, I've had various different roles. I've worked for a national charity doing health promotion work across Tayside with NHS Tayside. I've also worked in Angus Council as a community engagement officer, so supporting community councils and the community planning partnership to make sure that kind of citizens' voices are heard in kind of those structures. And I've also had a role, kind of two roles at Young Scots, so the project manager role that I do now, but a kind of locality coordinator role where I kind of work closely with different local authorities to embed in local areas. So I suppose that's the main thing about CLD. You don't just leave university and become a community learning and development worker, although that could be your job title, but there's so many different job titles that you have, but all use the skills that you learn studying CLD, and want someone with those skills and abilities.
Well, so understand more. Dinda, it's very good video, eh?
Actually, it's British. It's British.
The videos.
Budeti, maybe you can explain. Dinda, can you understand the content of this video?
Yeah, because it's British, but the words is not really difficult to me to understand what he means.
Okay, please explain to us.
Okay. Okay, actually this video are telling us about community learning and development graduates which is in Scotland and University of Dundee. He explained that community educators need to understand how people live in from a learning perspective to make society better and better. He also explained that why community really needs people like us, because the reason is community actually needs people who can help them to make them have other abilities to support their lives in the future. As we know, world is constantly changing, and society has to keep up with it. So we, as community educators, must be able to provide encouragement and help them with adapting to the new world. And we also need to be sensitive to the needs that challenges for community will face or in the future. He told us that after he graduated, he did something different than before, like he joined a lot of projects about preparing empowerment concerned on community activities. So he could support community councils and community planning partnership to make sure that citizens' voice are heard in those structure, and more with the aim of advancing community. So he gave us some input that don't just finish your learning only on the campus, but after you finish that, being people who can help other people for a better place.
Okay, very good content, is it? Please give applause to Dinda.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your English is quite very, your pronunciation is very good, and we can hear your English is, can I see your face?
Your grammar is good.
Grammar is good, yeah, maybe better than me. You can become an English teacher.
Amen, ma'am, amen.
Okay, Dinda, can you explain it to your friend with Bahasa? So maybe some of your friends can understand it.
Okay, I will try to make a Bahasa. I will translate everything that I said before. Jadi teman-teman sekalian, video ini tuh menceritakan tentang seseorang yang telah lulus dari jurusan Community Learning and Development. Jadi ya mengenai itulah teman-teman pasti sangat tahu, sangat awam mendengar Community and Learning
You can off the
Development.
camera.
Ya. Dan beliau itu merupakan lulusan dari dan di university di Skotlandia gitu. Beliau menjelaskan bahwa kita itu sebagai seorang yang menjadi pendidik masyarakat harus mengerti bagaimana mereka ini hidup dari perspektif, dilihat dari perspektif belajar, dan bagaimana gitu dengan kita telah mengamati bagaimana mereka hidup dari perspektif belajar itu dapat membuat mereka menjadi lebih baik di kehidupan mereka gitu. Dia juga menjelaskan bahwa kenapa sih sebenarnya masyarakat itu membutuhkan orang seperti kita gitu. Itu karena mereka itu membutuhkan orang yang dapat membuat mereka punya istilahnya kemampuan yang lebih gitu dibanding yang sekarang untuk menunjang kehidupan mereka ke depan gitu. Mereka butuh dorongan, mereka juga butuh bantuan untuk dapat beradaptasi dengan dunia yang semakin baru, karena itu tadi kan dunia itu selalu berubah sehingga mereka butuh dorongan dan bantuan untuk beradaptasi gitu. Kemudian beliau juga menjelaskan bahwa orang seperti kita, pendidik masyarakat ini perlu sangat peka atau sensitif gitu terhadap apa yang dibutuhkan oleh masyarakat dan tantangan-tantangan yang mungkin akan masyarakat hadapi ke depannya gitu. Terus dia menjelaskan setelah dia lulus dari program ini gitu, dia banyak melakukan hal-hal yang membuat masyarakat ini belajar lebih banyak dan berbeda gitu dibanding sebelumnya. Seperti kayak mengenai persiapan belajar, kemudian juga tadi empowerment-nya. Jadi kayak empowerment tuh ya itulah teman-teman tahu lah ya, empowerment. Terus juga fokus terhadap aktivitas-aktivitas yang benar-benar membangun masyarakat itu tadi gitu. Karena tujuan dia itu untuk memajukan masyarakat itu sendiri gitu, sehingga berbagai macam suara-suara kebutuhan dan yang ada di masyarakat itu bisa didengar oleh istilahnya atasan-atasan mereka agar dapat memberikan effort yang lebih gitu terhadap kebutuhan mereka. Kemudian dia juga memberikan pesan untuk kita gitu bahwa kita itu sebagai pendidik masyarakat jangan hanya belajar di lingkup kampus aja gitu, tetapi juga setelah kita selesai dari kampus, setelah kita lulus gitu, itulah awal kita mulai mulai gitu dengan apa yang udah kita pelajari. Disitulah kita mulai berjuang untuk bagaimana sih gitu agar kita bisa memberikan yang terbaik dan bisa merubah masyarakat itu sendiri menjadi lebih baik gitu, Ma'am.
Wow, very inspirational. Yeah, you'll find a good one. Is it inspire you become a community educator?
Yeah, absolutely, Ma'am.
Did you already ask his number and name?
I really want to, but I can't find it.
Okay, we will invite him. So maybe student in here willing to know him more, what his information and identity. But I think that video is very quite impressive, and that video maybe we can use to the student, new student, yeah,
The fresh student.
Fresh student.
So the videos can inspire them to make the picture what they will learn in during learning in community education, and after that what they can do after graduated from the community education.
Yes, and then it shows us that community education is a very good choose of department that we are going to do. So we have to be proud become one of the students in here, and I'm very proud to become a teacher and a lecturer in here. It's quite interesting. Okay, thank you, Dinda, for a good video and sharing with us. Okay, and then we still have time, isn't it? Because we start in 8.
The time is now, but maybe may I add something?
Please.
Okay. I just wanna tell you some information maybe that after this lesson, I hope you can realize that we are part of the global community of community education. So that's why we must be proud to be a part of global community of community education. We can see the University of Dundee from the videos. We can see some videos who explain that there are in another part of the world think and do the same thing about the community, same as like what we do in UP. So let's be proud to be community of education.
We are community education.
We are global citizen.
We are the global citizen. Okay, please raise your hand and be proud of. Yay! Thank you, Bu Devi, for your word and makes us more such inspiring. Okay. Okay, next, who will share the video?
Me, ma'am.
Okay, please, Nurul.
Data for lifelong learning. The world has promised to reach the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, by 2030. In particular, SDG 4 on education calls on countries to provide lifelong learning to everyone, whether a child or adult. Learning is at the heart of the SDG agenda and is critical for poverty reduction, better health, gender equality, the future of our environment, and for societies that are both fair and prosperous. This means we must measure how much children and adults are learning to see if the world is on track. Is learning improving? Is it deteriorating? Or is it static? The good news is that more countries are assessing learning, but they use different measurement techniques, so we cannot compare the results to get a global picture of progress. The SDG 4 Data Digest presents a wide range of tools to harmonise the data, and most importantly, to use the data to drive action to support lifelong learning. Data provides a navigation system showing us the progress towards our goals and the roadblocks along the way. We need to measure learning at different stages of life. First, are children getting an early childhood education, the launchpad for lifelong learning, which is part of SDG Target 4.2. Second, do children learn the essential skills in reading and mathematics in primary and secondary school as part of SDG Target 4.1? Third, are youth and adults learning the digital skills they need for the 21st century workplace as part of SDG Target 4.4? Finally, do adults have opportunities to continue learning as part of SDG Target 4.6? Are they able to gain and improve literacy and numeracy skills? Countries, donors, and parents need to be confident that education really is lifelong in order to enhance lives, boost economies, and unleash the full potential of a nation's human resources. The UNESCO Institute for Statistics is helping countries figure out what to measure and how to measure it. With these tools, countries can generate and use data to strengthen lifelong learning. This includes data to improve learning, data for monitoring, data for policy making to ensure that nobody is left behind, data to target resources. The SDG 4 Data Digest, data to nurture learning.
Wow. Data, it's very complicated. Can you share with us what is it from the video that information that we can get? Please explain it.
Yes. So this video explains why data is crucial for lifelong learning around the world. So this video presents the tools developed by the UIS or UNESCO Institute for Statistics to measure learning and how to use the data to improve learning outcomes. So Sustainable Development Goals 4 on education calls on countries to provide lifelong learning to everyone whether a child or adult. So as we know it, learning is a heart of the SDG agenda, and it's critical to various aspects of life, such as poverty reduction, better health, gender equality, the future of our environment and our societies. So each country needs to measure learning at different stages of life. So right now, more countries are assessing learning, but the problem is they use different measurement techniques, so we cannot compare the result to get global picture of the progress on the data of lifelong learning in the world. So that data provide a navigation system showing us a progress towards our goals and also the barriers that must be faced. So country needs to be confident that education really is lifelong in order to enhance lives, boost economies, and develop the full potential of a nation's human resources. So the UIS or UNESCO Institute for Statistics is helping countries to figure out what to measure and how to measure it with these tools. So the data from the UIS can be generated as the data to improve learning, data for monitoring, data for policy making, and data to target resources. That's all.
So data is very precious thing that we have to use, especially for lifelong learning. Okay, Nurul, can you share with all the students using Bahasa? So maybe there's some information they are missed out because the English is it's not familiar with us.
Ya Bu. Jadi video ini menjelaskan kenapa sih data mengenai lifelong learning diperlukan bagi seluruh dunia, khususnya di masing-masing negara gitu. Jadi di sini memperlihatkan bahwa ada alat yang dikembangkan oleh UIS untuk mengukur pembelajaran dan cara menggunakan data untuk meningkatkan hasil pembelajaran. Data ini berkaitan dengan SDG nomor 4, yakni tentang lifelong learning. Karena yang seperti kita ketahui bahwa lifelong learning itu sangat berperan penting gitu dalam kehidupan masyarakat di setiap negara dan juga menjadi jantung dari agenda atau rencana-rencana yang ada di dalam SDG. Tapi masalahnya pada setiap negara itu mempunyai perbedaan indikator atau pengukuran. Jadi tidak bisa sulit untuk menyatukan persepsi tentang pengukuran mengenai data dari lifelong learning itu sendiri di masing-masing negara, kemudian disatukan di seluruh dunia. Kemudian data ini penting karena dengan data lifelong learning kita bisa bagi pemerintah khususnya bisa menjadi pedoman atau acuan data untuk meningkatkan pembelajaran khususnya dalam lifelong learning dan juga untuk monitoring atau pemantauan dan tentunya untuk pembuatan kebijakan mengenai pendidikan sepanjang hayat itu sendiri.
Okay, very interesting video.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You find a good video and then it's very informative and there's something new for me also. So I think I'm very impressed. Udeti, how is it? What do you think?
Maybe we can with this lesson finally we find some more information, more inspiring information and inspiring lesson from not only from our country but also from another country.
I think learning from video is quite fun. Yes, we are not feel bored and we can learn English more, especially from Dundee University, because English from the Englishman is very hard and difficult for us to understand. Thank you, Dinda. Nurul, is it? Okay, Nurul, thank you for sharing your video. Okay, we move to the next student who willing to share.
Yeah.
Aldira, okay, please, Aldira.
But this one is more simple video, so.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry.
Is the share screen come out, ma'am?
Yes, we can see it.
How about the sound?
You are not started yet? Okay. Okay, we can hear. But now it's off now. There's no sound from your video.
Maybe I must go with on mic. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
From an early age, we are told to get a good education. We associate education with school and college, but then a lot of us think learning stops after college. After all, formal education can help us maximize our.
We can't see the video.
Yes, I'm sorry, ma'am. Wait a minute.
Dira, we can see it. Can you start from the beginning?
From an early age, we are told to get a good education. We all associate education with school and college, But then a lot of us think learning stops after college. After all, formal education can help us maximize our potential to find better jobs. However, the truth is that learning shouldn't stop there, and in fact, there are many opportunities to further your knowledge in life. We are naturally lifelong learners because we do lifelong learning in small ways like learning how to use a new app or learning how to cook something new, yet not everyone is a lifelong learner. From this point on, when I refer to lifelong learning, I'll be defining it as self-initiated self-education for personal and professional development. Sometimes people stop educating themselves because they are too caught up with life, and they are not willing to make time for self-education because they don't see it as something important. This video will go over why you need to be a lifelong learner to show you the importance of lifelong learning. Personal development and professional development are the two main reasons for lifelong learning, and there's a good reason for that. Those two areas reap the most rewards when you are a lifelong learner, and by being a lifelong learner, your overall quality of life will increase. There are many reasons why people want to learn for personal development. Maybe you want to increase your knowledge, or skills in a hobby, or you want to learn a new skill that can enhance your life, or you want to learn how to interact with people better, or you want to learn how to take care of yourself better. You want to keep learning for personal development because it will help you achieve a more satisfying personal life. On the other hand, the main reason why people want to learn for professional development is to get into the position they desire. Some people will want to keep learning to be better at what they do, so they are indispensable to their employers, while other people will want to learn other skills to get a new job. If you're still not convinced that lifelong learning can improve your overall quality of life, here are 4 benefits of lifelong learning. 1. Lifelong learning can renew self-motivation. Sometimes, we fall into a rut when we are constantly doing things just because we have to do them. Things like cleaning the house or going to work are mandatory things we constantly have to do, and it can feel like every day is the same. When you're learning through self-education, you're going to be learning something you want to learn. This will serve as a good reminder that you can do the things in life you want to do. 2. You get to discover your personal interests. In this day and age, information is everywhere. You can learn anything you want with the internet. By spending some time learning something you're curious about, you can find out whether it interests you or not based on how you feel while learning. By finding out your personal interests, life will suddenly be more interesting and it will open future opportunities. 3. Your self-confidence improves. Being more knowledgeable and skilled in various areas can improve your self-confidence both in your personal and professional life. In your personal life, your confidence will increase due to the time you spent on learning and improving yourself. This can lead to a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction from growing as a person. In your professional life, you can be more proud of your skills due to the time and effort you spent learning to improve them. Also, your work might feel even easier, which will lead to a boost in confidence. 4. Lifelong learning can challenge your ideas and beliefs. We all have ideas and beliefs that are wrong. For example, you might not realize how important mental health is, but then when you start learning about self-development, you realize that mental health is a very important issue that many people face. If you're not engaging in lifelong learning, you'll never have the opportunity to see different viewpoints and realize your faults. Whether you're pursuing your personal interests or chasing professional ambitions, lifelong learning will help increase your overall quality of life. As for how you can apply it in your life, here are some steps you can take. 1. Make a list of what you want to learn. 2. Choose one thing you want to learn and identify the resources available. 3. Structure in some time in your day to learn. Make sure the time frame is realistic and doable. 4. Make a commitment to try to learn every day if possible. What's something you are learning right now? Leave a comment below and check out the videos shown on end screen about the importance of reading and why you should read, since reading and self-education go hand in hand.
Wow, what a good video. Dira, thank you to find a good video for us. Such inspiring also. Oh, very good one. Can you please explain it more to us about this video, Dira?
Yeah, as you know, this is about lifelong learning and why lifelong learning is important for us to learn something that we love to learn. And then in the first we position they decide. In lifelong learning, we can learn about life skills that we must have in our professional life. Actually, people don't realize that they do the lifelong learning, like learn about how to use the app in handphone, or how to make that they would only do the lifelong learning, but not that concerned to what they want to do, like that. And then so there are some reasons to learn for personal development. The first is increase knowledge or skills in a hobby, and then learn a new skill that can change your life, and then learn how to interact with people better, and learn how to take care of yourself. There is a reason why personal development is important, and how to start the lifelong learning. And then there is a benefit or a good impact for us if we doing the lifelong learning. The first one is charge your self-motivation. Why it can change your self-motivation? Because what we learn is something that we want to learn, and we can decide what the method we can use, and what the theory that we want to learn about. And the second is personal interest. What I said before, because of the personal interest, you will feel more enjoy learning, and have the method to learning something is up to you, like that. And the third is confidence improve. Confidence improve in personal life or in professional life. In personal life, why confidence improve can give the good impact, because you can manage your schedule to learn, and then you can manage your method to learn, and something like that. In personal life, you can more feel confident and improve your skill in your professional life, like that. And the last is charge your idea and belief. It is something about find something new to learning. Like if you don't learning in how to self development, you will know how to manage the mental health in yourself and the other thing. Maybe that's all I can explain to you, because this video I just found it in the morning, so I'm not really into the video, and not really ready to explain it to you. So,
Okay. You just found it in the morning, so you're not prepared before, right?
I prepare it, but I more what did I'm more concerned in the morning. I watch it. I repeat to watch, like that.
Okay. Thank you, Dira. Anyone in this class can explain about from this video in Bahasa? You can explain it in Bahasa. Ada yang bisa jelaskan videonya dari Aldira tadi, tapi pakai bahasa Indonesia? Yang belum kebagian presentasi, silakan. Siapa? Or in this class? Karena tadi ada beberapa hal penting yang kita lihat kalau kita mau jadi seorang pembelajar dari lifelong learner, ada beberapa poin inti yang bisa kita lakukan. From online class, who willing to share? I will choose a student. Is it you paying attention? Witri, how is it? Bisa menjelaskan dalam apa hal penting yang dari videonya Aldira?
Ya Bu, mungkin pakai bahasa Indonesia.
Ya, of course, bahasa. Oke.
Poin penting yang saya tangkap dari videonya Aldira kurang lebihnya itu lebih ke kita itu harus jadi seorang lifelong learner, bahkan walaupun sudah tidak sekolah atau sudah keluar dari college atau university. Nah, mengapa kita perlu menjadi lifelong learner? Karena hal ini diperlukan untuk kehidupan di masa depan kita, dan juga lifelong learner ini bisa berbentuk dalam hal untuk mengembangkan kemampuan baru yang sebelumnya belum kita punyai, dan itu sangat berguna bagi diri kita untuk pengembangan diri kita. Kemudian untuk increase hobi, jadi melakukan hobi yang kita lakukan itu bisa jadi lebih lebih berkembang kembali. Terus untuk selain itu juga membuat diri kita jadi lebih baik lagi, baik dari segi kesehatan mental health-nya, dan juga dari pengembangan potensi kita. Mungkin itu sih yang ketangkapnya, kurang lebihnya itu.
Okay. Thank you.
Mic-nya boleh. Biasaan ya. Makasih.
Any student wanna tell us about the video? Please, another student, or maybe the time is run out. Maybe.
Oh, it's already. Oh, we only have 5 minutes. But actually, we start at 8 p.m. So because for preparation, so 9 past we have to end the class in 9 past 20, if I'm not mistaken. So, but luckily, Budeti, the student in here, they don't have another class, so. So
they have a plenty time.
No, even we have plenty time. We will have to end this class. Okay. So next week maybe we still have the same activity. Yes. No, not blended. Maybe we still watching the video from the student, and then we will learn more from the video. So students who are not or present the video, please prepare. And if you still think that your video is not inspiring enough, it's okay. If you already choose the video and you like the video, it's fine. Just please make a resume and then explain more about your video that you already chose. And before we end this class, I want to thank to the student who willing to join in here in offline class. Thank you for your time, your willingness to join with me. Budeti, thank you also. And Kahali, thank you for your time. And the student, even there are so many distraction and because the noise and others. Thank you for your patience and willingness to join in the class. We hope that everything that we learned from today is giving us more value in, and in the future we can learn more about community education, and we can learn more in English. Learning English is very fun, not too hard for all of us, because you know my English is not good also. Maybe Dinda, sometimes you have to become a lecturer because your vocabulary is quite good. Okay, we will learn how to speak in using English. British bukan dialog, accent. British accent is very hard to us to understand. Thank you. Okay, we will end this class with Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, class, and then see you next week. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum. Oh, what is it? Take a picture? Yes. Please take a picture first. Who will take a picture?
I can. I will count in 3, guys. Get ready. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the other one again. 1, 2. Okay, that's
Okay, thank you.